I welcome you back to Uncle God's TV, also known as Godfield Cyber Talk and Lifehack channel, where we learn everything concerning cybersecurity L1 pathway, meaning entry level pathway. And today we are looking at the SOC Simulator. In the SOC Simulator, we are going to be putting all we have learned from alert triaging, alert reporting, alert escalation, the SOC rule, and everything in between into practice with this introduction, using the SOC Simulator to complete your first scenario. And the scenario objectives are to monitor and analyze real-time alerts, to identify and document critical events such as suspicious emails and attachments, create detailed case reports based on observation to help your team understand the full scope of the alert and malicious activity. Without much further ado, we click on Start, we select our SIM tool, and we click on Splunk, we click on Start Scenario. While we wait for our machines to boot up, we are going to be discussing a few things, which are the steps. Number one, we are going to find all the true positives. Number two, we are going to read the documentation. Number three, investigate the alert. 4, take ownership of an alert. 5, deep dive with the SIM and the VM. 6, we write our finding as a report. 7, we analyze our performance, and also we progress. So now that we have our dashboard, we are going to open our Analyst VM to be on one side, while we also create other things that will enhance our learning today. Then also, aside from that, we are going to open our SIM, which is Splunk. Splunk is opening because that was what we selected. We are opening Splunk because Splunk collects our events. So at this point, we can pause the jobs. Click on pause to stop what we are having flowing in. So if we look at what Splunk has received, Splunk received the first one at 6:37, and this is the first action at 6:37. So from here, now that our VM is open, we can click on try detect this, which we are going to be using to check for URLs and IPs. Then, as you can see, we are back now. We have some alerts on our screen. Then we click on alert queue to see which alert is on our alert queue. We have the first one. We assign the first event or alert to ourselves. It comes up, then we open to read what is there. As you can see, we have the description, data source, timestamp, subject, sender, recipient, and attachment. Also, we have content and direction. So if you look at the content critically, you are going to be seeing some URLs. You are going to use the try detect this to analyze the URLs within the content. And also, we are going to study the sender and the recipient. Then we are going to look at the description on why this was actually picked up as being malicious. Let us look at the description. This alert was triaged by an inbound mail contains one or more external links due to potential suspicious characteristics, meaning it was picked up as being malicious because it contains one or more external link. So the links are within the content, and now we are looking at the sender. The sender is hrconnects.thm from the onboarding team. If you look at the recipient, J. Garcia at the trydaily.thm. If you look at the two last domain there, THM looks similar, but is that sufficient? Is that enough? No. So let us copy the URL within this. We copy and we paste here to see what it will bring up. Now the URL /IP analysis is complete and the status is clean. So at this point, if you are not sure, you still remove some of the things, reduce it to see what it will bring. Then we click again and it still say it is clean. So we can move forward to the case and we say false positive. I'll give you the reason we are saying it is what? False positive. So here we can look at the details. Instead of writing too many English, we just copy, come down, we paste our timestamp. We get our timestamp. Related activities. If you look at our related activities, here we copy the content and we put it here. For related activities, we say there was an instruction for onboarding from the HR team. Then we put the content there. That is the related activity. Also, we can say with links suspected to be malicious. The reason we classified this as false positive, the URL was clean when investigated using try detect this. At this point, we can close. Then we submit and close. Already we have 4 remaining. Then here we click on next one. Remember, first in, first out. We move to create a report. Before we say create report, we look for the URL. Like I will always tell you, look for the URL, you copy, you come over here and you paste. Now, try detect this as, flag this as malicious. Then we come here to say true positive. Before we do that, we are to copy all of this, put it down. Now, our timestamp, we put it here. List of affected entity. The recipient is the affected entity. Then put it in bracket. No attachment. Reason for classification. Our reason, the URL was flagged to be malicious by try detect this, full stop. Reason for escalation. What is the reason for escalation? Our reason for escalation is, since we have seen that it is malicious, an action should be taken immediately, because it says click the link within 48 hours. Reason for escalation. It specifies urgency, which is a red flag. Then you put this. Recommendation. First, you say block the URL domain, investigate affected person, and block any other information coming from this URL or IP. So at this point, what are the list of indicators of compromise? Our first indicator of compromise, number 1, is the link. That's our first indicator of compromise. Number 2, Amazon doesn't use BIZ. The sender urgent@amazon.biz. And also, number 3, Amazon will not give you an instruction of urgency. Amazon will not prompt an instruction of urgency. So below are, then we can now see below are other findings. Then we say escalate, and the reason we are saying escalate is because that person might have clicked on it. We have a firewall issue. So what do we do? Here we have things like the URL, which is the first thing we are going to check. As we can see, it also says malicious. Then we check the source IP. The source IP can be clean, but the URL can also be malicious. If the URL is malicious and your source IP is clean, it will still be blocked and it will still demand investigation. So at this point, what do? We can write our case. In writing our case, we say true positive, then we write our case. So at this point, our timestamp, we copy the timestamp, we put our timestamp there, timestamp of the activity, list of entities affected, the entities, the source, the destination IP. That's our number one entity affected. We put the destination entity. The reason we are classifying this is because the alert was triaged as being malicious. Then also, this was flagged by try detect this as malicious, IP URL complete, malicious status. So this is the reason for escalation. Then the recommendation, block the domain, investigate affected user, check firewall again to be sure. Block the domain, URL, and IP address. List of indicator of compromise. Our indicator of compromise is number one, the domain, number two, the source IP and the source port. Then also remember the rule. The rule says it was blocked. If it was okay, it won't be blocked. At this point, we can safely escalate for our L2 to do the things he needs to do correctly. So the next one, look at the sender and look at the recipient in this email. The sender is no reply at M1. Instead of spelling the Microsoft Word, there's a spelling malfunction, and also .co. Microsoft does not use a .co. Look at the recipient is sending to THM, which is legal. Now, if you look at the content, we also have HTTPS with the same URL. So we can confirm and check from here. Copy and paste to see if it has been classified as being malicious. So at this point, we are going to write our case. We are going to write our case. We write up our case. We say true positive. It was identified March 7th. So our time would be March 7th. List of affected users. The affected user is C.Allen with her work email. Then the reason for this is it has been flagged by try detect this as being malicious. Now, our reason for escalation. This alert was triggered by an inbound as part of a suspicious, as part of the investigation, whether endpoints have been attempted or not. Here we can see there's no IP. We just have the link below. We also have an IP within the content. So we can also check the IP to see the IP is clean, but the URL is not. We can recommend. Our first recommendation will be 1, block IP and URL. 2, check and invest affected user. 3, trace/track source email. So what are the indicator of compromise? The indicator of compromise are this. That's 1. The URL. The first indicator of compromise states that the URL is malicious. So the first indicator of compromise is that the URL analysis from Try Detect This says it is compromised, that is malicious. Then the second one is the content, the links, and the things within it. More findings are below. Then we can submit our alert. Here, as you can see, we have just completed the first part and we have been taken to another stage, another segment of it that says, welcome, get hands-on experience with threat actors TTP in a safe simulated environment to improve your team's security posture. At this point, we are done. If I click on the next, it goes to a new set of alerts. So here we are going to end this for today, and thank you.